Hey, what's up, Hammer fam? Welcome back to HammeredHead. Today we got the new vintage collection Darth Vader from A New Hope. Before we start the video, I want to give an immense shout out to Clario and Main Street Live for sponsoring today's video. They sent in both the Darth Vader figure and this fancy new background we got. So we're going to start working that into some videos, hoping to increase the quality overall. But thanks so much for those contributions, guys. Really appreciate it. It goes a long way to support the channel, so thanks so much. Figure looks fire. It's one of the 096 card backs. Looks pretty good on there. I've never been a huge fan of this card back just because it's so dark and I don't know, it's just not a very good image of Darth Vader. But it's such a classic, so it's still great. And I love to see that, bringing them back from, the 70s and everything. But the figure looks phenomenal. I believe this is based on the Dark Times Vader. But slightly more updated and more in tune with A New Hope. So it's more screen accurate to that specific movie. This is, I believe, going to be the definitive Vader. But we'll, confirm for ourselves when we open them up. And looking at the back, really epic pose right there. Looks sick. VC334 Darth Vader. During the Galactic Civil War, Darth Vader set out to find the Rebel Alliance's secret location and retrieve the schematics of the Empire's ultimate weapon, the Death Star. Huge. Yeah, I think the yellow background here actually looks pretty good. I'm definitely a fan. Yeah, let's open him up and get him in some poses. This is one menacing looking. This dude showed up and chose violence 100%. How crazy is this figure? The helmet is perfect. Absolutely nothing to change about that. Beautiful sculpt. Really flawless. You can kind of see he has slightly reddened eyes. But it's very, very subtle, just like in the movie, which is great. The helmet itself is kind of like a softer plastic. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it just is. Then the body armor looks really great. Such an amazing sculpt. The control panel things are really, really detailed. So many different paint apps and little things sticking out. So the upper body design just looks really great. The cape is a really, really good cut. If it just sits on him, it looks, normal size, but if you actually spread it out, it's massive. So you get this thing blowing in the wind or something, it would look really intense on him. It's like Batman. Look at that. He's got a really firm grip on the lightsaber, which is always nice. You could get it in both hands if you wanted to. I prefer the one-hand look, but you got the option. Then we have sort of like a comma, lower body cape soft goods, which also sits really nicely on them. And then the sort of shin armor really pops too. It really stands out from, the thigh undersuit up here. Same with the feet. So this 100% is the definitive Vader. This guy is just really intense. Pretty much a perfect depiction of the character. And we'll get into articulation later, but you can pose this guy however you want. Accessories are tight. We get a lit lightsaber, which has a great sculpt. Really nice paintwork on it too. And, standard shade of red. We get an unlit hilt, which also looks very, very nice. Phenomenal detailing on the sculpt and paint, just like the lit one, and we can slide it right into his belt. The hole on his belt is pretty far back compared to a lot of figures, but let's see if we can get it in there. I got it. Just took a little finagling. So that looks really great. And we also get alternate hands for each side, which look pretty cool. Let's swap those in and see how they look. So the alternate right hand looks pretty similar, but the left hand, he's gotten like this fist pose, which looks really dope. He's really harnessing the force there. And the right hand is almost identical, except he's pointing his index finger out instead of curling it in for more of a grip. So it's like he's pointing at someone, or could maybe be a force choke if you look at it the right way. But it's really awesome to have those alternate looks for him. You don't know the power of the dark side of the force. What? I find your lack of faith disturbing. Articulation is out of this world. Let's see if I can get everything. So we got a ball joint head, which moves really nice. Ball joint shoulders. And we got sort of like a soft plastic armor up here, which means he can move however he wants. We got ball joint elbows with, it's about 100-degree bend there. That's great. Ball joint wrist. Look at that movement. Really insane amount of range in the wrist there. We got a ball waist. Barbell hips. Swivel thighs. Ball joint knees. And rocker ankles. With huge range of motion. So yeah, definitely definitive levels of articulation on this figure. So that's the Vintage Collection A New Hope Darth Vader. I cannot stress enough that this is the definitive Vader. Really brings the character to life. Such a faithful reproduction of his appearance. So many details on the sculpt. It's just really well made. I mean, the articulation is pretty much everything we can ask for. It's just all so well done all around. Yeah, this really is just the best Darth Vader ever, and really does a great tribute to the character. But Clario and Main Street Live, thanks so much for this submission. I really love the figure. He's great to have in the collection. And the background is really nice too. I hope it's bringing new life to the videos. So thanks for everything you've done to support the channel. But let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you to all my Patreon subscribers. Be sure to follow on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out the Patreon page. And don't forget, stay hammered.